Hello, I am Mandar, and today, in our special edition of Natural Disasters, we will be looking at cyclones. Now, first of all, what are cyclones? Well, let's take a look. Cyclones are low pressure systems formed over warm waters with 60 km per hour winds. They have an eye in the center, and around it are rotating gale force winds. They are very unpredictable and can turn into very destructive in minutes. Cyclones are also known as hurricanes in North America and typhoons in East Asia. Cyclones in Australia occur in the northeastern, northern, and northwestern areas. So how are cyclones caused? Five things are required for cyclones to occur. The sea temperature has to be over 25 degrees Celsius. The weather should be unstable and should cool quickly. There should be relative moisture levels and low pressure system. A pre-existing disturbance is also needed to create velocity spin. So when the conditions are ideal, water evaporates from the oceans to create clouds. Due to the low pressure system where the clouds are created, they get pulled in, and due to the Earth's spin around its axis, the clouds begin to rotate, thus forming a cyclone. Cyclones have hit Australia hundreds of times, but only a few have been as catastrophic as Cyclone Yasi. The Category 5 severe tropical cyclone hit the northeastern coast of Australia at Mission Beach. It started on 29th of January 2011, northwest of Fiji as a tropical low, and soon continued its southwesterly direction, hitting Mission Beach on 3rd of February around 1 a.m. The cyclone had a disastrous effect on Queensland homes, communities, and businesses. Yasi left behind a trail of total destruction. The damage bill for the disaster was around $800 million. The effects of Cyclone Yasi were devastating. Towns of Mission Beach, Tully, Innisfail, and Cardwell had suffered major type of structural damage, as well as vegetation damage. Vast areas of rainforests, which had been a vital source of tourism income, were decimated. These rainforests were also a crucial habitat for the endangered cassowaries. Queensland's bananas and sugarcane plantations were wiped out by the cyclone and flooding due to the heavy rains. 90% of the crops were wiped out. Price of banana rose by 750%. The tourism industry also suffered a major blow. Resorts suffered from extensive damage, and the industry was at a loss of $500 million. Many individuals were homeless as they lost their houses, farms, and livelihood. Many families and individuals were traumatized by the disaster, and some farmers also committed suicide. Cyclone also affected communities as well. Whole towns and villages were destroyed by Yasi, and lots of public buildings and monuments were lost. After Yasi left, residents returned back to their destroyed houses and began repair work. People all across the nation donated to the victims. Communities started rebuilding houses and also provided assistance and shelter to the homeless. Community groups such as the Townsville Aboriginal and Islanders Health Service Limited provided counseling and mental health checkup. The government also responded quickly by providing food and financial assistance. In addition to 4,000 defense troops, an extra 150 police and 500 state emergency service personnel were being dispatched. In the future, to avoid catastrophes, there are some responsibilities that must be followed. Individuals should listen and obey to instructions and evacuation orders from the government, and also respect other people's properties. Communities have the responsibilities of helping everyone. The Bureau of Meteorology and the local radio stations are responsible for issuing the cyclone warning. The government is responsible for helping as soon as possible. By taking these steps, we were able to avoid any large number of casualties in the Cyclone Yasi catastrophe. These are the only things that we can do to protect ourselves from Mother Nature.